Good morning and welcome back to the World into VOD reviews. We're going to go over 3 games today. Game 4 was a forfeit, so we did end up playing Game 4. I'm probably not going to include the pick and ban phase. I don't think it's really that interesting. But I'm going to do 5, 6, and 7 in this episode. 2 of them were 2-0s, so this game has... this episode will have 7 games in it. Yesterday's episode had 6 games in it, so like it's around the same. It'll be a bit longer, but it makes it so that I can make the final episode, which will have round 8 and round 9. Which were both me dealing with 7 and 2 players. I can have this cool theme where we knock out the 7 and 2s that both had seeding, right? So we were like the rude gatekeeper that stopped them at the gates of the seasonal and let 2 people in. And I'll have to check who those 2 people that we let in were. But hopefully you find these games interesting, and I'll let you watch the first one, which is the 5th round that I did. All right, before you quickly watch, this is now even more future Spidz from that previous recording, telling you not to watch this video. I've gone through the games. I don't think the games are particularly interesting. And also, I'm just like super tired throughout the video, both in my VOD review as well as the VOD itself. I think that it makes for really boring content to just like watch me say I'm tired over and over again. And I don't think the games are particularly interesting. I've uploaded them for a few reasons. One is that like if you're desperate for LOR content and you're like so desperate you're willing to watch like Trundle timelines beat Red Gwen, except Red Gwen draws 3 units and Trundle timelines draws units with like stats on them. Like if you're desperate to watch that, then feel free to watch. I'll star it. And there's another game I think I'm starring, but I just don't think this game is particularly good. And also like because I got 2 hours of sleep and I had to wake up at like 3 a.m. for this, my voice is like a lot more tired and I don't sound like I'm living my life. And like normally when I try and like make a recording, I try and like make my voice sound a little happy, but I was just so tired and out of it. Like it's just not fun to listen to and you have to deal with Spidz sounding like this. So I don't know. I don't recommend you watch this one. I think the other VOD reviews, like even out of seasonals, like the Aegis VOD reviews or the Sentinels VOD reviews, I think are more interesting. So if you want like VOD review content, you can just like skip this one. But I've uploaded it in case the people that I fought want to see their games back. Or if you're just like so down bad to watch like timelines draw the timelines card, then feel free to watch. I actually don't think I draw the timelines card. But if you want to see timelines put Scout on like Victor, then like go ahead. But it doesn't matter. So feel free to skip this one. I know I'm like starting a YouTube video by telling you to not watch, but this is the Spidz YouTube channel, home of the don't watch my videos please start of every like thing for some reason. But I'll the video can run. But I don't recommend you watch it. Put on like a Bobby Broccoli documentary if you've got 2 hours to spare. Like if you've got 2 hours doing nothing, go search Bobby Broccoli and go watch about like Jan Hendrik Schön or something. Or like I don't know, watch Tom Scott. I don't know. Do something else with your time. Stop watching me. Alright, fuckers. I'm so tired that I can't, focus at all. Like, I've been yawning non-stop for, like, the last couple of minutes. But, we'll see what happens. I've got 5 more to go, apparently. Last round was obviously a skip. I really wish it wasn't a skip. I wish I fought someone, because it's more fun to fight someone. I wish I hadn't lost to Aelant 2 rounds ago. But I also just want to, like, sleep. I had 2 hours of sleep last night, because I play at 4 a.m. And I struggled to get to sleep, so I went to sleep at like 12:30 despite going to bed at like 10. But we'll see what happens. I did do some scrimming with Annie. We did some timeline stuff. We fought against like Pantheon Varus a few times, typically. And we did a bit of FTR, but at this point I'm just stretching and trying to keep myself awake. 5 more rounds in a row is tough. I think I know this guy, AT Angelo 2S. I think I recognize him. Not like interpersonally, but I feel like I've seen his name somewhere. Jinx Echo Vayne Aatrox. Ooh. I like Vayne Aatrox. I think Cartwheels is a lot more fun. And Plunder. I think we're banning Echo Jinx, but yeah, I think I'm banning Echo Jinx. Let's see what this has. Oh, it's got a condemn. Like this is better than Aatrox Kayn in my opinion. Not fundamentally. I think Aatrox Kayn does some powerful things, but we can do this. Let's copy their deck list. So they're on 3 catch, which is a fair few catches. So we're gonna find ourselves combat tricked to death. Hopefully we can run them out of resources though, because they are on 3+1+1s. They're on Dark and Spear and Dark and Heart, so what they catch is pretty powerful, as you would expect. They're on the Zealous Ranger Knight, and the Ranger Knight Defector, which is all base. I love those cards, so I really like their Cartwheel deck, and I might steal it for myself. And then on a Plunder, what is good is I think Battle Fury will come in handy here, because they would need to single combat Battle Fury, or it's the Plunder matchup, where we're Plunder mirroring. In which case, Fracture might be better because it's tempo, right? And same with Unleashed. But I don't know, if they don't have Sejuani, then you just win with the Battle Fury. So ready to sleep though. What about Red Gwen? Red Gwen could be Aatrox Vayne. It'll be tougher than Aatrox Kayn, but there is less lifesteal in this version because there's no Keeper of the Box and there's no Kayn. So we might be able to be a bit more aggressive with stuff, but Vayne will force us to block some things awkwardly. Timelines should struggle against Vayne Aatrox because they just level up the Vayne and then make Aatrox do a bunch of cartwheels. Plunder should just be the same. I don't think Plunder changes at all because it's not Kayn. So tired. I don't expect to do very well. I hope I mentioned this in the intro, but I think my expectation is to go something like 5-4 or 6-3. Probably more like 4 and 5. I'm not a confident player. Mathematically speaking, I should probably go 6-3. Like to base myself off my previous results. I think like 6-3 is perfectly understandable for me. It's probably the average that I would get. Where do I recognize this name for? A.T. Angelo 2S. Was this guy qualified for Worlds? So I feel like I recognize this guy. Maybe he's one of my Sentinels opponents, actually. Yeah, he's one of my Sentinels opponents. That's kind of cute, I guess. I don't think it matters too much, though. If I lose this, should I just give up and, like, go to sleep? I do like, what's this called? Seasonals? I do like Seasonals. Like, if I lose here, I probably will continue to play. Just because Seasonals is fun. They ban Timelines, we have a Plunder Mirror on our hands, and then we've got Red Gwen. Okay. This versus this. I guess we want to slightly aggro them. This deck is going to be really hard for us to deal with. Like, I think they've got, like, a really good build of this deck. And I'm nervy for the outcome. I think I want Sejuani. I think if they don't have a 1-drop, we can butcher them, which is cool. They should have a 1-drop. It'd be unexpected for them not to have a 1-drop. They were on, like, 6. But they don't. We do get to get the proc on one. Never mind, I'm a liar. My pants are on fire. Okay. Can I attack here? It loses to catch, so probably not. And they do that block every day. Maybe I force the block because they haven't seen a weapon be equipped. I'm so tired, man. I was probably supposed to attack there. Like, what am I doing with my turn if not that? Like, am I doing fucking... I'm so tired. I'm not playing right. Like, I just want to sleep, man. Broadwing. Alright. Do you have another 1-drop? Okay. I think I will block you to set you into a range of other things. I'm gonna play Zap Spray Fin. They don't run Sharp Sight, so they need to fish fight Zap Spray Fin. I don't know, we can go for an elusive lethal. If they don't have fish fight or single here, the Zap gets in. Which is fine, I guess. I do think we're probably just trying to, like, sedge lock them and then I wanted to aggro them, right, as well, but I don't know how likely that is. It does seem like sedge lock is the only thing that works. Do they have single? They do have single. Okay. Well, that's their only single combat going, so all their interaction now is condemn and, fish fight. Okay. I guess I will warning shot to proc Plunder, but should I have made it rain to kill the Broadwing? I don't know. I feel like we've just like lost. We've got more cards in hand, but like we're not doing anything with our cards. But my cause is righteous. Yeah, I think we'll start with the Shell Shocker just to block down stuff, and then we'll do Tusk Speaker and other things after that. I love Zealous Ranger. I think Zealous Ranger Knight is so cool. Yep. Yep, and you pull into Broadwing. Perfectly understandable. I'll do Zap Spray Fin, I'll Warning Shot. We're gonna try and level Sejuani as quick as possible. Actually, no, we're probably just gonna do Tusk Speaker, right? Yeah, I think that makes more sense. That way we can keep Warning Shot for future. Okay, is their last card Aatrox? Am I Sejuaniing here? Like, my best play might be to kill Broadwing. How do they deal with the Sejuani right now? I don't know if they do. Well, if I kill Broadwing... the issue with killing Broadwing is that Broadwing doesn't die, right? Or, like, Broadwing doesn't get frozen. So we could try and kill someone else like a Vayne. That might be better. Yeah, let's try that. Like, none of their fish fights are that good. I think we could, like, attempt to Sedge lock them. Not... The only issue is that, like, if they do kill Sejuani, like, through, like, Aatrox plus fish fight, I can't Sedge lock them, while if I kept Sejuani for future, I would be able to get a guaranteed Sedge lock. So this Sejuani is possibly wrong. But simultaneously, I'm so fucking tired, I can't be bothered. Like... My sleep is getting... I said their last card is Aatrox. Do I care about Make It Rain? If they top deck a weapon... I mean, if they top deck a weapon, congrats. They've put a weapon on Valor. I'll just Make It Rain next turn. Try and hit the Nexus and Valor. Their last card's Aatrox. Like, that's their last card in hand. They can do some interesting stuff with their pulls. But I don't know if I care all that much, honestly. Yep, they do this, they pull this, I'm forced to block. They might fish fight Sejuani. Right, like that's the only issue if I block is that if their last card's fish fight or their newest card is fish fight. That's like a little bit of a concern point, I guess. Are they gonna tumble the Zealous Ranger Knight? I think tumbling Zealous Ranger Knight's a cool play. Yeah. I've just got to make sure that Sejuani doesn't die to fish fight. But I don't know if I can do that without blocking. The argument might be don't block if you don't want Sedge to... If you want Sedge not to die to fish fight, I think the answer is not to block. Although Sedge dies to... Sedge dies to fish fight from the guy from Aatrox, so I may as well just block then. The worst fucking target. I mean, I guess I hit the Nexus, so the worst target would be Zealous Ranger, but basically the worst targets. Well, if they don't have fish fight, we've got a chance. Because we can Sedge lock them. I mean, Sedge lock, except they've got Broadwing, right? Like, Sedge lock is sort of temporary in nature. They can tumble Aatrox, so I think I'm forced to block Aatrox, so maybe I should play Tusk Speaker. Yeah, they'll make Aatrox do a cartwheel or something. So I think I will play Tusk Speaker, yeah. I've got a lot of Sedge locking capabilities, but Sejuani is also going to die to like a catch on the Broadwing. And they can also World End, right? I mean, I can Sedge lock post World End. What are they getting? Jural and... Anarka. Anarka's pretty bad, but we can sort of freeze out Anarka. It's just like, I can Sedge lock them for a few turns, but I'm not winning the game. And at some point they can attack and then tumble and then win, right? Like, they do an attack, I freeze, they pra, they tumble, I lose, right? That sort of plan. Okay, they're removing Jural, which makes sense. They can remove Jural, which is fine. I don't blame them for that one. I think I should Warning Shot pre-GP so that I keep the keg. Yeah, Warning Shot. Gangplank top deck was the single best top deck I could have gotten. Because Gangplank does things, it lets me threaten lethals. Like, Gangplank can win games. And because I've got the Sedge Lock, I finally have a chance of winning. Fish Fight obviously doesn't get used. They've only got 2 cards in hand, really. They can World End, but that doesn't really help them, in my opinion. Like, it does, but it's also just fine. And plus their pra becomes temporary. Like, they don't get much off pra. And we can Sedge Lock them for a little while longer. It might be their best play, though, so that they can keep these units on the field. Right, like, they get to block stuff down and keep these units on the field. What are you? You're an marker. Okay. No, okay, fine. They'll go for Zelanis and stuff. Fair call. We'll do something like this. I don't think it matters, because they're going to get frozen anyway. We'll do this. They lose Aatrox. Do they have any units? Are they doing this to keep their units around? Because if so, I've got lethal with burn. But they're actually going to struggle to have units now. They can play Pra and they can play Jural. Like, they can Jural, Aatrox, Worldender. I know this is a unit, right? Like, they've got a unit, but it's not that many, all things, like, considered, right? Let this happen. And if they've only got, like, 2 units, we can just, like, make it rain, right? To, like, freeze them. Like, and make that a guaranteed freeze. That Gangplank top deck was very, very nice. So tired, man. I don't know if you can tell by the fact that I've said it like 20 times, but I happen to be quite tired. Yep, they put Aatrox on, they do Worldender, all their stuff becomes cheaper. And then we just Warning Shot, and hopefully that's all we need. Hopefully they don't do anything with Tumble, like special, right? They can play around Warning Shot with stuff like Tumble. I just hope that they don't do it, basically. But now we just wait. They've only got one. They can only play one thing. I don't know why they played. I guess Jural was with this unit mana. They can only play one thing, and they can't afford Tumble. So I think we've got lethal if they do Worldender, actually. So they can only afford like Zelani or Jurals. I think we've got this. I think we did it. Did we deserve to? Not really, but I think we did. I'm just gonna make sure I don't accidentally hit the spacebar, which happened a lot during screams. I would accidentally hit spacebar. I'm not gonna do this just because of like the Zelani pulling the keg or something. I don't know. Like, I don't need to let Zelani hit my Nexus and then die to like a catch and a Zelani. Because I block with Zap Spray Fin. Look, it doesn't matter. I'll just keep the Warning Shot up. So tired. I don't fully get why you wouldn't go for Sejuani. If I've got Sejuani, I win. This is guaranteed, right? Like, I'm not stupid. This is guaranteed. Yeah. Just open for lethal. Struggle to see how it wouldn't be lethal. Like, they can block Overwhelms, but what are they going to do after that? Okay, good work, Spidz. That Gangplank top deck saved you. Even if I had Condemn, we would just like Warning Shot. Cool. Fine. I hope you enjoyed that game. I forgot how tired I was during recording this. And when I'm tired, like, it's really hard to speak loudly because all you want to do is mumble and go to bed. So I apologize for all the mumbling. I'm not going to manually edit it. I'm too lazy. But I will go over this game just with you. I think this hand was really, really awkward and we managed to turn it into something valuable. I really like Nikakibara on 3. it sucks, but like it's the best thing we can do. And then as soon as we draw these cards, our hand actually starts to make a little bit of sense. And Vayne Aatrox is a deck that seems to struggle to apply as much pressure as the Kayn versions, right? Especially against a deck that has like enough stats to sort of go toe to toe with their like challenge units. Like they play a fair few challenge units, and I'm still able to just like deal with them. I think it was really good that we were able to like run them out of units at a certain point. Like at this position, they've got barely any units, and we were sort of able to do that as the time goes on, just because they weren't able to do too much. The Gangplank top deck was really good, and by the time we were getting into these turns, I think like we were sort of able to get a win provided there was a Gangplank. Or even like a Battle Fury would have also helped us like win this game, right? And being able to play around the fact that they don't have many strike spells compared to like the Kayn version, and the fact that they don't get free draws of Kayn, as well as like no Broccoli, no 2/2 that also pings the Nexus, no like overstated units. We're able to feel fine. I don't think there was anything like uniquely special in this game. I think I really liked the logic of blocking with Sejuani because Sejuani dies to fish fight Aatrox anyway. Now, if Sejuani levels, she doesn't die to fish fight Aatrox, but I think I'm willing to risk that she'll die to fish fight Aatrox and be able to win through other means. Although you could make the argument that she would die to fish fight Aatrox this turn, but not fish fight Aatrox next turn, because at that point she would have the 7 HP. So some people might argue not block with Sejuani, and like HP doesn't really matter. Like we can take that extra 4 damage. The only issue with taking 4 damage as well is that we go down to Pra ranges, but because we've got the Sejuani sticking on the field, Pra isn't a concern, right? So I think there's a pretty good argument for keeping Sejuani healthy. Obviously, there was lines where they could have like Pra'd with a leveled up Aatrox and then Zolani tumbled, and that would have been lethal. Like Sejuani would have had to block the Zolani tumble in that instance. But look, I think you can choose not to block with Sejuani here and keep her alive for a little bit longer. But I decided to block with her. And I think it worked out in the end. I don't remember what that last card was. I don't know if they ever end up playing it, actually. Yeah, we never end up seeing what that card was they had in hand at the time. I think this game is fine. I think it shows in general how this matchup works, with a little bit of an awkward start, but we get the Sejuani and we just sort of lock them out until we win with Gangplank, which is a sort of common game plan with this deck, right? I will say, I think I don't know if it was like overly quiet. I don't know if you could hear all of the play-by-play analyses, but I think like in general, my logic with like Tusk Speaker and Zap Sprayfin, I think was pretty spot on in terms of trying to get the Plunder procs when I did, using the warning shot to just do that one proc when they single combated the Zap Sprayfin. I think all of those things worked out fine. And I think like they just didn't really pressure us enough for us to be concerned. I hope you guys are fine listening to low talking Spidz who wants to do nothing but sleep. And I'll let you watch the next game. Katarina Gwen against Aatrox. They're gonna struggle a little bit more against my small units, I think. Because they don't have overstated cultist units. I'll cut one Gwen, but I think this is fine. Never mind, cutting Gwen I lied about, apparently. I don't know. I'm so tired, man. And I've got 4 more rounds to go. I'm not gonna say I was super excited for the rejig tournament stuff. I kind of want to wait to see what it actually is. I don't want to like be excited for it prematurely. But Cobalt mentioned that like if the tournaments are at the same time that seasonals are, like they're not constant, they're at a specific time, then we're all gonna be tired for those as well. And that ain't cool. I'm gonna attack here if they've got catch. Too bad for me, I guess. They can put the new weapon on something, but I think I want the follow. But it's close. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack there and just use it as a blocker. That honestly could be justified. We'll do Pigeon, Prodigy, Gwen. We can probably hit Gwen. Our only issue with hitting Gwen is like Broadwing stuff and like Fowler stuff, I guess. This Pigeon. Hold on, if they don't have another unit, are we just gonna open? Instead of Gwen? Nah, I feel like Gwen's always more threatening. Especially since they can't fish fight Gwen without a catch. And if they do fish fight, they're also not developing. So I think, double harrowing? Interesting. Cool. Arc AD? I think we do this against Arc AD. I think that's fine. This is the play against Dark ED. They could catch and kill Gwen, although they might be scared to mark the Isles, I don't know. Let's catch. Okay. Yep. It's just a naked catch. They're not catching a Dural or a spear. Yep. But naked catch is fine. I mean, we've got like Gwen and Thread the Needle and stuff. And no harp means I can just like block it as well. Yeah, so I'll block it with like Pigeon, I think. And then, I don't know, we might play Fallen Reckoner in a turn. Now we're just gonna, like, fuck them up with Gwen, apparently. I mean, I don't know, I think Fallen Reckoner might be better. But I'm also tired, so I don't know what I'm talking about a lot of the time. I think Fallen Reckoner might be better. Let's revive Fallen Reckoner, and then what do? Yeah, I'm gonna play Fallen Reckoner. I'll play another unit. Broadwing will still stay alive because it's got 4 strength. I'm so tired. Maybe Gwen was better. Maybe passing was better. I don't know. Chance Bot probably would have passed. I'm too tired. I have to record a Hades and a VOD review after this and then upload and edit both of those. Fuck me, man. I'm gonna have to take a nap. Dark and Faint. Yeah, I guess they're doing some healing. Okay. Do I just take this and, like, aggro them? Alternatively, I could block with Reckoner. But I think I just take this and aggro them. Like, I just play, like, Eternal Dancers. And, like, force them to do shit. Because it revives Gwen. Yeah, I think I take it and fuck him up. I think just, like, being super aggressive is, like, the best option I've got here. Okay, they can play Aatrox, but that's fine. They could, if they do fish fight, like, plus HP, like, Mark of the Isles fucks them up. But this revives Gwen if they play Aatrox. So I want to kill Aatrox if they block it with Eternal Dancers. So I think we're doing this. That way Eternal Dancer stays alive if they don't block it with Aatrox. Which I think is good for me. I've only got one other blocker. In fact, I just went with Mark of the Isles. If they don't block both of my 6 strength units. Huh. And they've only got 1 mana, so they can't do, like... I know I'm not seeing these lethals ahead of time. I'm a... And I've mentioned this a few times. I'm a teensy bit tired. But, like, I think we're winning here, right? Like, they need to spend a lot of mana to have things happen. I've got another Gwen, I've got the Harrowing. It's like, it's a struggle for them to win. And they're seeing the Mark of the Isles and they're like, I can't go down that low. Probably could have spread my damage out. If I buffed the Redeemed Prodigy, that might have been guaranteed lethal if I thought ahead of time. I think that's almost guaranteedly true. If I just buffed Redeemed Prodigy, right? Now this only has 5 strength and this is 3 strength over guaranteed lethal with Mark of the Isles. But I'm too tired to work these things out in advance. I know the vibes of what's correct, I just don't know the specific math, and I'm like... The vibes put me in such a good enough position anyway that I don't think I need to work out the math properly. I'm gonna eat my words if I die, but like... This is what happens when your seasonal tournament is in the morning. And I mean, like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I know people do tournaments all the time. Like, Europeans doing American tournaments also have to be, like, stay up late for that latter half of it. But... it's too hard. Sleeping is already difficult enough. And now you have to sleep with, like, purpose and time. Like, that's impossible. I don't know how people would do it. But that's okay. They still play the video game. They're thinking about how to win. I think I pass. So I don't care. I don't think I'm dying here, so I'll just pass. I mean, you've got a Darkened Fan. Maybe I am dying. I don't know. Aatrox. I am not going to stun Aatrox. I'm going to stun Aatrox. I was thinking of stunning Broadwing, but they're going to attack me anyway, and then I'm just going to play Gwen. I think I'm going to play Gwen. Maybe I just play Harrowing. Like, if they attack me with everything, I just full block and play Harrowing, right? That's almost, like, always correct. How much mana do I have next turn? I've got 8. 3. I've got 11. Yeah, I think I just do Harrowing next turn and win, right? Because I'm reviving 3 Gwens. Like, I struggle to see how they beat my Harrowing. And I'm also going wide, and they also reduce their blockers to 0. Like, I just full block and Harrowing. They can't beat it. They don't have Ambitious Cultists. They couldn't have generated something or other. Yep, any attack is fine by me. I just block fully. All is fine in the world. Yeah. Okay. This is correct if they want to play around Harrowing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Harrowing is still correct, but I have misplayed into Harrowing. I don't know if I needed to play Arachnid Sentry. Do I Mark of the Isles to get a Dances? I think Mark of the Isles for Dances or Mark of the Isles for aggro are almost the same play. No, they're very technically different. If I get Dances, it means I've got more pings, and then you'd have Aatrox spell in order to stay alive, and then I'm still going wide. I think it is correct to do this. I am correct with my amount of Gwens, right? I should get 3 Gwens here? Yeah, that's 3 Gwens. Good. I win. I'm too tired. I know I missed that one lethal, but... Good morning. I'm sorry for my voice again. I was just so tired that, like, I couldn't really even speak in an adequate volume. But I do think there are some interesting points in this game. I do think this, a turn to attack with Phantom Butler, I think is really interesting. If they've got catch, I lose my Phantom Butler. But what is sort of interesting is that if they catch here, they wouldn't be able to block Gwen with that catch on this turn, right? Like, if they have catch and they use it there, they might not have a catch to use it here. Now, from memory, they did have catch, right? But this was a catch that was top-decked. And so if this catch was one of these 3 cards and they use it on that unit to protect it, they wouldn't have used one of these 3 cards as catch on this unit, which was something interesting. So you could make an argument where this 3 one attacking is like a catch test. I still don't think it's worth it, but it's interesting just to force that to happen. And in addition, like, them doing this trade gives me the hollow that allows me to attack with Gwen, right? And so if they do this block, they're incentivized to do it. So I think the attack is interestingly correct just to give Gwen that extra statistic, that extra stat line. But I think it's just an interesting position. But I think there's a decent argument that attacking there is just, like, inherently wrong because you might be threatened to be beaten down by certain hands. It's just how scared are you of being beaten down in that sense. I don't think anything else is really all that interesting to analyze from memory. There might have been something around here that was sort of interesting, but I don't think it mattered too much. Like how they decide to attack and your decisions on blocking or being aggressive. I think that my desire to be aggressive wasn't intrinsically necessary. I think I could have realized that harrowing equals lethal pretty much no matter what. So that, like, having aggressive lines doesn't matter too much. But I think, like, being aggressive is another way of forcing them to block. Like, one of the best ways of using the challenger keyword is threatening their nexus to 0. Like, if you threaten their nexus to be 0, that's a fantastic use of the challenger keyword. And so like we get to positions like these where suddenly Gwen has the challenger keyword, suddenly Dances has the challenger keyword. And that's partly done because we're able to threaten the Nexus a fair bit, right? This attack is obviously wrong. If I just buff this unit up, it guarantees like a guaranteed lethal, because this normally has 3 strength, this normally has 2 strength, this would have 5, this would have 3. They'd be blocking 1 less damage if they blocked here, and so Mark of the Hours is lethal. This is just me being too tired, and I mentioned the audio, right? Like, I know what the vibes of the correct play sometimes are. Like, the vibes are force them to block with Aatrox, or like get positive trades if they do it this way, or just win. But I didn't do the intrinsic, like, exact correct math to make that happen, and that's just like having to play seasonals on like 2 hours of sleep. But I don't think any of these games are particularly too interesting. They're just sort of like stock standard how to play these decks, both the Plunder and the Red Gwen, I think. So I will let you watch the next game where we fight Badkey. Hey, I took a nap, and by nap I mostly mean that I lied in bed for like an hour. I wouldn't call what happened sleeping. I think there were periods of non-consciousness, but rest was not the result. I am still majorly tired. And I've never consumed coffee or anything. I don't have any like wake-up substance. So I normally just like acquiesce. So we're in acquiescence time. 4 more to go. Sir Termund got vengeance for me against Aelant. Sir Termund beat Aelant in round 5. And Keva and Fake are still at 5 and 0, as well as Sir Termund, obviously. I'm fighting Badkey instead of Real Key. Echo Jinx, Green Katarina, Aatrox, Kayn. I know Aatrox. What are you? Who are you? Aatrox, Kayn. Yeah, those are. Thought I said Aatrox, Vayne. So I've got to make this decision finally. Do I ban Jinx Echo or do I ban Green Katarina? I've never made the decision before, and this was one of the decisions that I was scared to make. What I could do is I could Google it, but I'm uncertain. Do I still have the best of 3 matchup helper? Okay. VO3 matchup helper. Ban helper LOR. Yeah. I'm like the sleep version of myself. Copy. Scroll down, screenshot. This guy's also on Discord, like Aelant. He's on the 2-2s, but he's on the heatless. Okay, never mind. I remember like a few episodes ago I said I'm gonna keep Echo up. I'm banning Echo. Because I think I need to win with Plunder, and I think Plunder can't beat Echo. Now you might think Plunder should freeze lock Echo, but the thing is they've got like this shit and this shit, and I literally just can't power through. They just get a drop border and I can't get physical damage in, and then how do I level Sejuani if I'm not getting at least some Plunder procs with my normal units in? It's close though, but I do think we can beat Katarina Gwen if we're good enough. They're also running like Strike Up the Band. I don't know how normal that is. They're also not on like Sentries, like they're not on the better versions of this deck, because I think Sentry is a better version of this deck than the non-Sentry version, especially since it's better in the mirror. But look, I think this deck's a bad deck for us to fight, and I think we're gonna have to hope that we can actually beat Aatrox Kayn. I guess I should practice that matchup just more and more and more. Like I practiced against Kaysar in that one seasonal. Alright. Banishing Sekko. Now this deck is... I think this deck is a stronger power level than this deck. I think this deck just beats these decks more, and both of these decks have like awkward win conditions. This deck, I think it's technically more win conditions. And I think I've done this matchup a lot, and I think this matchup's easier than this matchup, and this matchup's worse than this matchup, but I think that's something we're gonna have to acquiesce. So we'll do that. Oh, they banned that matchup. Interesting. I think I'm gonna start with Trundle Timelines. They start with the Red Gwen. So I've done this matchup a lot on ladder to try and qualify for the seasonal. I don't expect to win it inherently. I think this matchup's hard for me. But I think it's doable in theory. I would love to full mulligan because none of these guys look particularly appetizing to me. Okay, we have Concurrent, and we got Mystic to kill Katarina, or at least threaten to kill Katarina. And the success rate is not 100%, but it's something to try. This is one of the hands of all time. Okay. Castaway, interesting. Host? Host. Fortunate that technically is. I think I play Ferris. If they Vile Feast Ferris, it means they can't play Thingo. Right? They can't play Mark. They get a Quietus Ferris. I don't know if that's their best Quietus target. But I think we just like actually play Ferris. Yeah. I think we're taking Battle Fury. I think I've taken in the past Revitalizing Roar. I mean, Revitalizing Roar ain't bad. I think Revitalizing Roar is pretty good in this matchup, just to get that last bit of healing. But I don't know if Battle Fury is better. It depends if my plan is to outvalue them or to get a cheesy lethal. I think I'm gonna take Revitalizing Roar. I think it's better overall. Was he thinking about Quietus? I was thinking about Phantom Butler. Okay. We won't attack. Harsh Winds, very important for this matchup, so I'm glad I drew it. Maybe I should have played Timelines, because I might actually end up doing like Castaway, Victor, Trundle, and I don't have enough time to do Timelines plus Castaway. Like pre-Castaway. What else I need to develop the unit? I don't know, I guess that's just not happening. I'll just play Castaway normally. For you? Okay. I would love a Fearsome blocker, thanks. Rake is really good. I think Sandsworn Amulet... So Sandsworn Amulet is better if I don't get Elusive, but if I do get Elusive, I think I'd rather have Rake. And I think I don't need Sandsworn Amulet, so I will take Rake. I think a Rake helps me get lethals better. But that one's like super close. Those were the two best choices, I think, hands down. Followed by like an Overwhelm. We'll block like this. We'll do the Victor. The only issue is obviously if I do Victor and they've got Sentry Flock, then Victor is gone. But if they don't have Sentry Flock, which they only run one Sentry, they only run 2 Flocks. We should be decent. Like, we should be in a decent position. Not the best positions, but one of the positions of all time. I think we'll be fine. Swing the shed. What do you know about shedding? Elusive? It'd be pretty fucking annoying if I got Elusive here. Fated. Oh, Fated, I mean... Fated does let me rake it up. Which is funny. I could attack, but I lose to Flock. Is that worth doing anyway? I think we can pass a bit more and try and get stuff like... Elusive if we can. If they attack us, I think we just take the damage. As it stands. Hurricane Katarina. I can kill Hurricane Katarina with Harsh Winds. I can also just like Mystic Shot Hurricane Katarina. Harsh Winds is safer against Hurricane Katarina, and I think I should do Harsh Winds. Just to like make sure Hurricane Katarina dies. Because they would need like Might Mark of the Isles to save Hurricane Katrina there. So I think it's Harsh Winds, but this is where my tiredness kicks in and I fail to remember what I did during ladder climbing. I could let it hit me and then I just try and like Victor them to death. The alternative players that do kindly tap keeper. I think I'm gonna Harsh Winds and Hurricane Katarina. And Harsh Winds Katarina. Do they have Flock? If they've got Flock, they would do Blaze Edges now. Okay. Well, I've got Elusive. Look, if they've got Flock, they can just Blade's Edge Flock. So I am going to Hurricane. I am going to do Harsh Winds right now. And if they... The only issue is if they've got Might. If they've got Might, Mark of the Isles, then this doesn't work as how I want it to work. And then the question becomes... Should I let this happen? Or not? Well, if they Blade's Edge, I can Tavern Keeper Victor. So the only stuff I'm really losing to is Sentry or being aggroed, like they replay Katarina. And I think that's reason enough to do this. You could argue I shouldn't block, actually, but I think it's worth blocking. They need to have 2 cards for this not to work. But they can't afford Might plus Mark. Okay. Do they have Vile Feast? Oh, hold on, that does work. I'm stupid. I'm so tired, man. What the fuck? Oh, I'm so dumb. But primarily tired. Now, I beat stuff like Second Might, I think. 3 concurrent timelines. Look, I beat stuff besides Second Might. Because I get to do the healing on the Victor. I get to attack twice. Do they have Sentry? Because I do get to do 6. I get to do 9/9 Mystic. And provided they don't have another Might, I can block down and then kill them. And provided they also not need to have a Vile Feast. I'm so tired, man. That's like, of course that's how that works. It's Katarina, Arcane. Oh, well, they can't afford Might anymore. So we'll do this. If they've got Blade's Edge Vile Feast, I'm dead. If they've got Vile Feast, I'm dead. If they don't have Vile Feast, I win. Right? That's pretty much what we've come to decide. Now they could have double Flock. Impact? I mean, that's funny, but it's not Impact. Yeah. I think I block like this. Absolutely fine. I could do this. I don't know what the punishment is. I mean, I guess now it's Flock stuff, right? Because before I wasn't dying to Flock. I could say that Flock isn't real. But then they open attack me next turn and I'm forced to block with Victor. Which is fine. I could go down to that much HP. I think this is correct. We block like this and we move on. We can Mystic Shot face. They must... Well, what are they going to Vile Feast? Because I got tough. What are they going to Vile Feast? I win. I win right now. They don't have anything they can Vile Feast. Spidz, fuck you. Oh my god, Spidz. You are the worst type of person. I am really the worst type of person. Okay, that's, yeah. I mean, that's what kept happening against, on ladder. Not that specific hand state, but what happened is that I would get a Harsh Winds, it would give me a really good power turn against their ephemeral deck, and then I would just swing in, and it would either be with Victor, it would either be with Trundle, it would either be with something from Comeback Hook or a Castaway that I've timeline stuff. I would just continually do that, and it looks rude and it looks offensive, but that's what Timelines does. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that game despite me looking like a massive monkey throughout it. I think I make some of my worst plays in this game, but I also get like quite bailed out. And I think I get one of the best hands I can get and one of the best RNGs I can get with Timelines. But you don't need that RNG to beat this matchup, I just got lucky. But I also make a really, just like, a smattering of stupid decisions, and you can tell by how tired I am, right? Like, all I want to do is sleep during this game, and it's unfortunate, but that's what happened. I can't change that, but I can go over what happened during the game. So I think this is the first interesting decision, and I think there's actually a world where all of these are correct. So on ladder, when I was doing this matchup a lot, what would happen is it would come to about turn 8 or turn 9, and we would win because we had stuff like Revitalizing Roar that would be able to heal us 5 HP or something that would prevent them from finding their final bits of lethal on a turn when we weren't doing particularly much. So I think Revitalizing Roar was a good choice. Knowing how the game ends up happening, right? Like, you could argue that Battle Fury is better because we do get like a scout elusive Victor, right? But I think Revitalizing Roar is the best choice here, but I do think that's an interesting choice in general. There's this talk about like concurrent timelines pre or post Castaway. I think not playing concurrent timelines was pretty fine here. Like, I quite like the lack of playing concurrent timelines, and like Castaway is going to be a fearsome blocker, and like a lot of the weapons are good. So Overwhelm, Fearsome, Tough, even like Mana and Scout are all like really good things to get from Castaway here. And getting the Tough weapon. Now, I think this is also like a really close decision. Their deck doesn't run many fearsome blockers. There's Dancers, there's Gwen, there's Katarina, and there's Phantom Butler. And all of those except Phantom Butler are things they don't want to block with. They're like power cards that they want to be attacking with constantly. So Sandstorm Amulet makes a lot of sense, and it also like protects your unit because it's got plus 1 HP. But I didn't think it was necessary in the position that we were in with a Mystic Shot and a Harsh Winds and the capacity to go wide and win with your concurrent plus like Pillar, right? And I think that Upcycled Rake would synergize with stuff like Trundle and Pillar a lot more than Sandstorm Amulet would, and find those lethals in more interesting and more powerful and prominent ways, right? I think it's more likely to find a lethal with a Rake plus Pillar stuff than with Sandstorm Amulet plus Pillar stuff. Anyway, we move on. We do these blocks, and we play Victor, and we get our first of really busted keywords, and that is Fated. Fated procs twice throughout this game. It's this, and then it's the Healing Man. And that's 4 damage in the end, which is really, really nice. So I think we got like the best keywords we could have gotten off Victor. The only better keyword might have been like Impact as the final keyword instead of Tough. But even then, like Tough is like maybe the best keyword after that. So we did get quite lucky, and it's sort of unfortunate that this is the only time we do this matchup in this tournament. I think this matchup is pretty decent for our deck. I did really well with it on ladder. But this is one of the games that makes you think that, oh, Spidz, you're just like a Timelines high roller with this deck. And this is an example of Timelines high rolling. And it's also an example of me doing nothing but misplaying when it comes to like blocking and stuff. But I think this makes sense. I think this matchup does work for my favor anyway. And I hope you can see sort of why with just like how the hand states look and how a smarter player might have played in these positions. Anyway, I think in this position it was correct to do probably Kindly Tavern Keeper, if not just Trundle, to block in awkward ways. Alternatively, we can do Harsh Winds and just like not block their stuff. Like do Harsh Winds but not block Katarina. And the logic for that is that I don't want to put my man in Flock range. If they've got Mark of the Isles plus Flock, I've lost my win condition with just Victor, and with them having a double Foya and a Katarina, that's probably a lethal. So I think there's an argument to do Harsh Winds and none of this, right? And I think that makes sense, right? If they're using Might to buff this up and deal 3 extra damage to the Nexus, not only are they only dealing 5 damage, which isn't all that much for like their entire turn and like 9 mana or 12 mana of resources invested, it just pressures their mana a lot to force them through the Might here. And we get the Harsh Winds, but we also get to keep our Victor around. And we should see that we've got a guaranteed lethal by this position with Kindly Tavern Keeper plus Mystic Shot in order to threaten the damage necessarily. So like we didn't need to run into Flock. It was unnecessary to do that sort of thing. This block is me forgetting how Katarina works. I am too tired to remember how Katarina works in this moment. I just forget that she has the quick attack keyword, and so any sort of buff makes her recall, which is like the whole point of all the buff spells in the deck, right? But I was just like way too tired to make that make any sense to me. I hope you can see why tiredness can affect Aussie and New Zealand players in seasonal. Anyway, we do the Kindly Tavern Keeper, which I think makes a lot of sense. They do their attack. I still think I shouldn't. I think this block was really, really good, and I think I should have realized by this block that I have bricked the Vile Feast. They need to Vile Feast their Katarina or Vile Feast this 3/3 in order to survive. The 3/3 is better so they don't play into Mystic Shot, right? But at this position, we can see the lethal, like, in front of our eyes. And because they don't have Vile Feast, and if they play a unit they can't afford Vile Feast, this is like a game-winning position. I only realized that after a little bit, but we win. And we end up being 3 concurrent timelines, the Reggie draw, and a Trundle in hand. So if we weren't winning here, we'd be in like a really tough position. I don't think this game shows exactly how this matchup goes. I think this game shows exactly what happens when Spidz is too tired, both to her voice and also to like the plays. But I'm uploading this anyway. Too bad, Spidz. Too bad that you hate your voice when you're too tired. But I'll let you watch the next game, and I will let you know in advance that when you see the title of Plunder Floundering, this is where Plunder flounders, and this is the other set that I lose in this tournament. And it's due to Plunder. I don't know if it's due to misplays yet. I haven't rewatched them yet, but you've seen the last like 3 games by this point. It's going to be misplays. Just because of how tired I was during this tournament. But I'll let you watch those games. So bye. I've never done this matchup before. I've genuinely just never done it, so I'm not sure how it goes. I'm going to presume I need Sejuani, so I'm going to keep Sejuani. And I'm going to assume I need to turbo out Sejuani. That looked really offensive, though. That looked like super abusive to the individual to whom I was facing. Okay, no haste, so we'll do Shell Shocker, we'll open. We might Warning Shot here. Same reasons as I've mentioned in the Sentinel's VOD reviews. Right, like, this only has so many purposes. One of them is to proc Plunder. Quietus? Sure. I don't hate this from them. I just like, do this, see what happens with our draw. This draw needs to be a unit or we're gonna be like super far behind. Okay, that was maybe the best one we could have drawn, in fact. They could Vial. We get to do Parley if they Vial. Housefire. Okay, I think... I don't know their own Housefire. Can I check their deck list? Did I copy everything? Yeah, okay, I guess I just didn't know. I think we're Parley gamers. Just to get this counted down as quick as possible. It's unfortunate that we couldn't get the damage in, but they're playing right, like they're preventing our Plunder triggers. Do I do this attack? What's wrong with this attack? Why wouldn't I do this attack? Like, that way I'm not, like, going to Vial Feast. Like, I don't know what I'm missing by doing this attack. Is it, like, Sentry or something? I'm uncertain to what I missed by doing this attack. Perfect. Cool. Free attack then. I'd love another way to proc Plunder. That'll get me close to procking Plunder, so I don't hate it. That's kind of yikes, though. I mean... If they don't have Foya, this kind of works for me, but... It's really contingent on them not having Foya. Sure. One gets in my way. I really need something though, like something that helps me win. Because this is not what I need to win with. Okay, if I do this, I lose to Vial Feast. But I get to keep more units. If I do this, I do this. I feel like keeping units is kind of important, but also dealing damage is important, so I'll just deal damage here. Don't have Foya. Don't have Foya. Don't have Foya. That's the game plan. Them not having Foya. They did have Vial. Okay, then I'm glad I did it this way. My voice is not doing it for me. I've been doing a lot of like recording stuff, right? So I've been talking like a lot. Well, Tusk Speaker next turn. Try and Sejuani turn after. They didn't play Foya, which I think they would have had they had it. Butler. Do I need to play Tusk Speaker? Probably not. They don't even have any Hull Aid. Zap. Zap can get me something to proc Plunder with. It gets me Make It Rain, Warning Shot, or Parley. That might be better than Tusk Speaker, to be honest. Like, a Make It Rain here would be bonkers. But I also want to block Phantom Butler, so... But it also, like, lets me spend mana more efficiently. And it's an elusive threat that they can't deal with. They just can't kill elusives. But this lets me block Fearsome. It could also just be GP, like post-attack GP. Or even pre-attack GP. It's not the biggest difference in the world. And that way I can, like, threaten them a lot more. Like, I can just do GP and Sejuani. I think if I also do that play, I should do Tusk Speaker instead of Gangplank deck. No, actually, I kind of like Gangplank to Sejuani here. I know it sounds stupid, but if they don't have Foya, I think I should just, like, beat them down. The only thing with GP is that it dies to, Butler plus Katarina. So I think it's Tusk Speaker, not Gangplank. But I think this line actually makes a lot of sense. Like, we just do Sejuani, we kill the Gwen. Or we threaten the Gwen. If we get Sentry, they can't Katarina, right? I think this play makes the most sense for me. Yep, they attack like this. We block down fully. Just so that they get as least value from future Katarinas as possible. Cool. Take an absolute beating of damage. Like a mathematical beating worth of damage. Worry about Katarina a lot, but try and make it work. Coast. I don't know why they didn't. I guess they're scared as shit, but they could have pre-committed that. Sejuani spirits, cool. Sejuani, we can spirits next turn. Like, they can spam Katarina, but I get to block the 2-1 every time. I get to block the 2-1, take the damage. It's close. This is going to be a really tight set. Oh. I might be dead. If I draw a warning shot, I'm not dead. If they develop, I can get a Make It Rain or warning shot from my Zapspraken. This sucks. This is really bad. If they've got something like a Might, I've just, like, lost by doing what I've just done. Okay. How do I beat Mights? Develop. Okay, thanks. Zap. I need Make It Rain. I would have preferred warning shot, but sure. How do I beat Might? 5. If I do this, am I beating Might? Yes. No, because they put Might on the Ghastly Band. Although this is more likely to hit the Ghastly Band. So doing this plays around Might. So I think we'll just do this and then play Make It Rain. And then just see what happens. Unless I'm willing to say I'm just going to lose to Might. But I think I can possibly beat Might hands by playing Gangplank and attacking and being aggressive. That simply might not be true. Maybe I'm just supposed to say I lose to Might. If Might is on this, but I hit this and this, I'm taking 2, 8, 2... So I'm taking 8 damage. If this hits this and this, but not the Nexus. I think I need to do it this way, because I'm going to struggle to win if I don't. Okay. I think I made the right call. I'm losing to Mark of the Isles, Might. Okay, they're going to replay Katarina. I don't think I care if they replay Katarina. I've got blocks. I mean, okay. I guess I play Merchant. Am I really gonna, like, proc Plunder? I guess so. I will proc Plunder next turn. Katarina. Okay. I play Merchant to chump block whatever thing they buff. I play Gangplank. I open. If they don't have Flock, I win. Or if they don't have Flock, I'm pushing in so much damage that I'm not winning. But it's close. Numbers are cool to look at sometimes. Yeah. It's a little yike. It's a small amount of yike. So I play this. It's 12, 13, 14. They go down to 2 HP if I attack like this. Now 2 HP ain't lethal. That's the only issue with 2 HP. They can go down to 1 HP if I play fucking Unleashed. I don't know, am I not attacking you to play around Katarina? I don't know what to do. Because the thing is, they can buff Katarina post-freeze with Hollow. I'm lost. I think I've lost this matchup. Which makes sense. This should be, like, massively favored for them. They're gonna pass. Do I pass back? I put them down to 2 HP and then I just lose to Katarina. I don't lose to Katarina. I kinda lose to Katarina. I lose to Katarina. I think I'm passing. I think I'm hoping for no might, and when they play Katarina, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and make it rain. Or I guess I'll freeze it on the stack. I think attacking can't be right here. There's make it rain. Okay. I guess here's Gangplank. I'm gonna try and kill Katarina with Make It Rain and see if it works. Blaze up spray it. Get warning shot. I think this is the very unfortunate, albeit correct line. It doesn't look good, but I think that had to have been correct. What? This is fucked. They just kill the powder kick when I make it rain them. What we can do is we can spirits. They Blades Edge the Nexus and then I make it rain. Apparently. I think it loses to them having units. But, I think that's a line. I think it's not correct. I think it's correct to just do Make It Rain or Warning Shot. But that is technically a thing where we can bait them into Blades Edging themselves. So we're gonna do this and this. We're gonna play Make It Rain on the stack. Blades Edge on the kick keeps... I mean, it kills Katarina, because I still get to strike Katarina. Glimpse. Alright. If they find another Katarina, I'm dead. I mean, I'm also like, I haven't done enough damage to them. So, it's not like I'm winning necessarily. I can deal 8 damage to them. I can make that 10. I mean, if they've got Katarina, I lose, right? So I may as well just do spirits. If they play Katarina and they get a Foya, then I can block and then I can do spirits afterwards, I guess. But that's contingent on them having Katarina. I think I'd rather just get that damage in now and then open. And just say they don't have Katarina. I think that's better. If they've got Katarina, I think they win. I'm not going to be able to keep spirits for post-Katarina when I need to play spirits right now for legals. If they've got Flock, they also win. I don't think this is a particularly winning game. Katarina? Katarina is very likely. Yeah, look, I could have kept Katarina for the after attack. I genuinely think I would have lost if I did that. Like, they attack, I block with this, I'm dealing 7 damage, congrats, they still have a Katarina. I don't think I can reliably play around Katarina. I think it's just, like, too unlikely to be a successful outcome for me. Theoretically possible. I think it's just illogical. Like, yes, I pass. I don't attack. I pass, they Katarina, I do the thing. I block this with this. They, I don't open. They replay Katarina. I do warning shot. I kill Katarina. Then next turn I still have to block for you, and as well as what the fuck all these other 4 cards are. I genuinely just don't think I can do it. I think it's so incredibly unlikely that I just don't... I don't even think it's worth trying for it, to be honest. We're relying on into Sejuani or something here. Okay, that's game. I don't think I did... I could have done a line that had the option of winning, but I don't think it was the correct line in terms of, like, positive EV or whatever. I think that's just game. Yeah, look, they do fire and they win. Okay. This is how this is what happens. That's how this deck works. So it's going to be Plunder into Kayn Aatrox, which is a 50-50 matchup. This is just how this happens. If I had Battle Fury, would that have won me the game? I doubt it. Could I have done that? I still think if I did that attack, I would have lost, right? Because I just played Katarina. Tough position. I didn't have any early aggro from memory because they beat it with Quietus and House Spider. So sort of House Spider won them the game in that sense because I couldn't early aggro them enough to get to the point where a Gangplank and a Sejuani would be a worthwhile attack. Unfortunate, but that's how this goes. And then we get into the mirror match with 50-50s and they're probably going to win it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that game. I think that game was both, like, interesting and uninteresting, right? Like, I think there are some points that are interesting in the game, but, like, I don't know if I had too many choices within this game, right? So, like, the first 3 plays or 4 plays of the game is Shell Shocker, Quietus, Moray Warden, House Spider. And that sort of just, like, locks me out of the game for a fair bit. I can't get my Plunder procs, and I've spent, like, what, 4 cards already? And by the time we get into a position like this, there's not that much we can do. I think we're just in, like, a super awkward position from here on out. And when we get to about this turn is where the first, like, interesting play happens, right? We've got a few options. I think developing Tusk Speaker or Zap Spray Thin are definitely the best choices. Developing Gangplank is interesting, but I do need the Plunder triggers soon. Because the only way I'm not dying to their deck is through, like, a Sejuani leveled, right? Like, that's the only way I'm not dying to their deck at the moment. And so I'm, like, desperately in need for Plunder procs. So I think with Tusk Speaker was fine. It just sucks that, like, mana gets burnt out like crazy. I was considering maybe saying something like the best play is Gangplank into Tusk Speaker, Zap Spray Thin, but I think you also need the Sejuani to kill this, lest it be too scary to deal with. And also just ticking Sejuani on the field is important in case they open, which they're likely to do on their attack Densartha. We do the Tusk Speaker, we do this Sejuani, we pull this. It's unfortunate because they have the dancers, and then we get to this block, which is the only other interesting moment. Oh, there's only 3 interesting moments in this game. I think this is the other one. And, well, hold on. An early interesting moment is actually doing Zap Spray Thin here. I think there's an argument to try and do this man, and it's partly for, like, black market merchant reasons. If we do this man, I think at the time they had... they had 3 hollowed? No, they had 2 hollowed. It would have given them 2 more hollowed, so they would have had 4 hollowed. Which means when they attack, this is a 6-7, and this would be a, or the Gwen would be a 8-3? Or something like that? No, it'd be a 6-7 and a 6-4, right? Which is hard to deal with. Now, that would mean that we have to trade in our Sejuani. This would obviously have left strength, so we could trade into it, but then we're putting ourselves into flock range, and if we go for something like a Make It Rain, we're not scared of flock. And it's this sort of dichotomy between, like, do you want to play into flock or not? I think the better play in the end might have been Unleash Spirits at this moment. That way we can kill dancers if they attack with dancers. Just because dancers would only have that 4 strength, and while we would be losing to a flock, we might just have to like acquiesce it, to be honest, right? Like, I think it's hard to imagine a world. If I'm being super, super logical, I should say it's hard to imagine a world where I don't lose to flock. I should play the Unleashed Spirits because of that. But what I wanted to do was get something like a Make It Rain or a Warning Shot, trade into things, and not have the death to flock. At the time, I thought that was correct, right? If I'm not dying to flock here, I'm able to win the game through just like stalling it with Sejuani, and hopefully we can kill the Katarina and stuff as well. But we've got there's only 2 warning shots in the deck. There should be 3 Make It Rains in the deck and 1 Parley left in the deck. It's only like a 33% chance to find that warning shot, right? So I think, and like Make It Rain is close, but it has the RNG factor that we obviously saw. So I think Unleash Spirits here was the correct choice. It does mean that we're taking, are we 1 away from lethal from the Gwen? They've got 4 hollow, that's 7, then plus 2 is 9. We're 2 away from lethal from the Gwen, which is just 2 Katarinas. Well, no, we're 1 away from lethal from the Gwen because of Unleashed, right? So I think that means that Sprayfin was forced. I hope I didn't talk about this in the audio and I'm just like wasting your guys' time. But this has 0 strength. It gets buffed up to 4 because of the 4 hollowed. But we block it, so that's fine. But then the Gwen is the 7 that does... Yeah, so Unleashed Spirits would lose us the game. So we can't do Unleashed Spirits, unfortunately. So we have to do the Zap Sprayfin, which makes me feel a lot less bad about that play in particular. But then there's this play about the Make It Rain. What do you decide to block and what do you decide not to block? I think part of my logic was correct. I think you could actually get away with not playing Make It Rain here at all, though. I think there's a world where you don't play Make It Rain, you just take this and wait for them to commit their might. You wait for them to commit their Mark of the Isles, right? And then see what happens. The only issue with that, obviously, is that we're losing more into flock stuff, but it sort of depends what cards you want to play around. Make It Rain here guaranteedly saves minimum like 2 damage, if not like typically 6, or all of it if it just hits the Nexus. But I think there's an argument for just not playing Make It Rain, and it means that you can play the slow speed card if you want. Now, the slow speed with Hollowed is really difficult, right? Because you're gonna freeze them at slow speed, but the Hollowed will still buff it up. And if you're at low HP counts, then like the freeze at slow speed doesn't actually do anything for you, right? It's the same thing if you're at 3 HP if they're dealing 7 damage or 3 damage, right? So I think maybe Make It Rain was forced, but I've got no clue. I know I was tired in the recordings. I'm tired now as well. It's kind of hard not to be tired in this economy. But unfortunately, we hit these, we killed these things, but we put Sejuani into flock range, and then we have all this Katarina stuff where we're forced to block and all that. Now, this Gangplank play is probably wrong. I think I need to know ahead of time that Gangplank isn't lethal. We're pushing 12, 14 damage here, but they play Katarina and we're dead, right? So we're not attacking here in any way, shape, or form. If we don't play Gangplank here, they play Katarina, and then I think we're supposed to open? I'm not sure, right? Like, if we pass here, they could pass back, which might be their best play. Alternatively, they can play Katarina. And then I guess we're just supposed to... Well, I don't even really know. I think we're just fucked from this position. We don't have them at low enough HP for the Gangplank to be lethal, and we can't do anything without proccing Sejuani. And so I think they would either pass or develop, and either way I think we lose. So, look, I think Gangplank might have been wrong, only because it puts us in a position here where we can't play Unleashed Spirits because of the Blade's Edge, right? Now we're forced to not play Unleashed Spirits. Now, Unleashed Spirits isn't that good for us, but it just, like, bricks this card in our hand that might have been able to kill stuff go wide and then chump block like a Katarina. But, I don't know, like, this game looks like it has interesting positions, but in the end, if I'm stuck in a spot like this where I can't attack them, like, it just doesn't work, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, right? I don't think that I misplay too much, but it's also a game that just had like really awkward positions in it. But it's like 9 PM. I'm like too tired to do this properly. But I do want to get this out there so that I don't have to do it later. But I think while this game looks interesting, I don't think it actually ended up having the plays of all time that we really would have wanted. And them having the Katarina and just... This deck can't deal with Katarina properly, it seems. When you've got a hand like this that can't proc Sejuani early, right? Like, it is turn 9, and they're still able to, like, instantly kill me, and I'm not doing anything. I don't know. That there wasn't much we could do in this game, I don't think. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys will find something that I'm missing, like Prodigy finding something in the last game. But thank you for watching. I'll let you watch the next episode, I guess. And goodbye. I think I want Spirits because it's a powerful card for stats, and I think I want all of these cards. So we do turn 2 Mirai, we do turn 2 Tusk Speaker, turn 3 Mirai Ward, and turn 4 Spirits. Sounds fine by me, provided that they don't have too much going on. We got Sejuani, which is also nice. Merchant. I will have... No, that's 11 mana by turn 4. Okay. You don't have to play anything. You don't have any 1-drops. Your deck only has like 9. Oh, they're actually only on 5. That's the one that they've only got 2 up. Will Tusk speak? Well, I want a Tusk speak. I don't know what this guy wants to do. Spear. Yep, that's very strong. You did the good play. I have to take the damage, then do Mirai Ward and go wide, all that nonsense. I could put this down to 1 HP so that I can Spirit set, but I think I'd rather just go wide and deal more damage. I think. That's a take that I'm not entirely sure about though. Like, we could have blocked it and also parlayed it, but I really just need to like get my Plunder procs in time, I think. Spacey Sketcher isn't large, which is unfortunate. Large units are better than not large units. Another Voodoo Cultist. I think I full attack. But there's an argument to not because they just do like this and this and then like I'm starting to cry. Like crying starts to form in the crust of my eyes. I could delay the level by 1 but play Unleashed, and I think that actually might be better. I think it plays for board more. Delay the level by 1 but play for Unleashed. That's gotta be better. Like, it really does play for the board a lot cleaner. Like, much, much cleaner. Yeah, I think I like that a lot. Spirits, Butcher. Fuck off. Okay, fine. Fine. It's awkward, I miss a Plunder proc, but I think just the play that it provides me is too powerful not to take. Really, man? Okay. Fine. That's 4 damage guaranteed. Man, alright. I have to block it twice. I can't. I just like... Man, okay. Alright. That's it. Alright, there's my tournament run gone. It's this. I think their run was fine, but I think I look, I'm not gonna say I got unlucky. It's my choice that I picked this lineup, but I think that things could have gone more in my favor, mainly with that 1 ALR game. The box. We do Black Market Merchants. There's Forsaken Badkey. Just can get us a Gangplank or something. Forsaken Badkey. got a weapon. I think I'm just going to attack with everything. Like, this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. They need to have, like, 2 momentous choices for me to, like, regret this attack. I think. Yeah, they need, like, 2 momentous choices for me to regret this fully. Sure. Well, that's damage that I need to be getting in so that I can win. Forsaken badkey. Zep's Brayfin ain't bad. I think I might be Merchant to steal another card. I actually think I might be no, it's Zep's Brayfin. I think like we can sedge lock them very effectively. We did proc Plunder this turn, like twice. I think I am going to parlay Brew Cultist. They need to have momentous choice, and then we can just parlay the Dome if that don't work. Do I need to parlay Brew Cultist? Should I just parlay the Dome? That's like way more effective. The strategy typically. Alternatively, if they play something like an Aatrox, we could range Knight we could just Frostbite Ranger Knight Defector. Yeah, I do like this open, and I think we are gonna Frostbite Ranger Knight Defector either way. I don't know what the punishment to that is, except like a fucking massive bunch of buffs on Brew Cultist and then like a... Oh, but I want to challenge it. That's the only issue. I want to challenge this. So I can kill it. So maybe it's Zep's Brayfin. But then they just play Aatrox and I'm forced to block both. Yikes. Sejuani is safer but less winning, right? In fact, if we Sejuani the Nexus, we could... That's Sejuani the try and go for influence. But I want Zep's Brayfin to also hit the Nexus. So I think I'm gonna do this on this. So I think Zep's Brayfin hitting the Nexus is a genuine important piece of the puzzle for our lethal. I don't know if I want to try and kill Brew Cultist or not. I don't know if it's worth saying if they've got it, they've got it. I don't think I'm yet at that point. But it's so much burn. Like, you don't this is so much burn. It's 4 burn every time they attack and they've got this fucker. Okay, I'm gonna say right now, I think this is the wrong play. I think I should be disrespecting Momentous Choice. Because I think I'm gonna lose if I don't. But I'm gonna do this anyway because I'm also assuming that I'm too tired to know what's correct. And so I think I should hit the Nexus. But I'm not happy, like, at all. If they attack me, I block with the 4/4 because I can't let Sejuani die to Momentous Choice. I simply just can't let that happen. So they should attack with Aatrox here. Yep. Someone called Badkey, they don't realize that they're playing well. Yep. We do Zep's Brayfin. We try our best to open. Warning shot. Okay. To play around like Aatrox spell or Furious Builder, I think I'm gonna parlay the Nexus. This guy's playing really well. That was a good pass. Harsh Winds? Are we gonna re-equip the Aatrox weapon on the scout guy and then try and kill me that way? Aatrox spell? Well, that's Aatrox spell. I don't know what else that fast speed they've even got in the deck. Discord? Yeah, that's Aatrox spell. Okay, so they've got Aatrox spell. Which makes sense. They're gonna do it this and this, then I have to freeze, and then they've got the freezes for future turns. Am I supposed to freeze? Furious Wielder. I actually think I don't freeze. I need to keep my warning shot for next turn. I think freezing might be a misplay. I get to push a lot more damage by freezing. And I am going to get another thing. Which can't be Parlay. It could be Make It Rain. They're at so much HP. I think I need to freeze just purely for the damage, honestly. Because otherwise I'm not going to run out of things. This is one of the toughest decisions in this game. But I think I'm supposed to freeze. I think it's important for the damage that I'm dealing. And it means that I can threaten lethal more effectively in future turns. And because I've got the Zap Spray Fin, which guarantees me a Plunder proc, provided that they don't go wide, this is what's necessary. Now, if they go wide, I've lost, right? But I don't know, man. I'm so tired. It's worse than to go wide. Yeah, I've lost him to go wide for pretty much no reason. Well, if they scout attack, I've not inherently lost. Okay. Make It Rain might miss the Nexus, but I've not lost. Yet. Zap Spray Fin. Now, if Make It Rain doesn't hit the Nexus, I've lost. Yeah, Make It Rain literally has to hit the Nexus. It can't not hit the Nexus. I don't really know why they scout attack. I don't know what benefit it gives them. They should either just start Worldender and then... We could like start Worldender and scout attack after and get this Steer after. I am the weapon. Okay. Warning shot, please. Do I commit both of them? If they attack only like this, I'm not committing both of them. Or am I? This is now we're playing the chance game. I could block like this, not commit. I could just block like this and commit one of them and then see what happens. That is an option. That might be the best option. But play a buff spell, please, like Momentous Choice. I could have committed both of them. It might have been like more positive to commit both of them. I'm just scared of like needing a freeze on my next turn to beat strike spells, right? It's probably correct to commit both of them. Oh, I don't have enough mana. Okay, well what the fuck are you saying, Spidz? Like... That's this game gone. I don't think Gangplank's like an out or anything. So I think that's just gone. I didn't draw Battle Fury. Okay, well, that's game. So tired. I could have had one more Plunder proc if I really tried hard enough. I could have parlayed the 2-1 to prevent myself from caring about Momentous Choice. I could have done that to test Momentous Choice, see if they had it, see if they don't have it, and play accordingly, or get the Momentous Choice out of them, but I needed to have the Plunder proc to do that. Whatever, man. I've lost. I'm not gonna play this anymore. Alright, welcome back to Tired Spidz commentating over Tired Spidz's games. I think that, like, we were sort of stuck for a lot of the game, so we've got a decent start, right? We can do Tusk Speaker into Mariah Warden. I don't know if this block was correct. I think we could have done a block here where we put that into a range, right? And we could honestly do something like parlay into the man. Oh, we just did the Mariah Warden, which is what we ended up doing. And I liked the idea of going wide. But, like, I don't know. We did miss out on a Plunder proc, which means we did end up, like, parlaying the Nexus in an awkward way that we might not have to have done otherwise, right? Had we gotten a Plunder proc here. But I also like developing the board and going wide. I think both arguments made a lot of sense, and I'm not sure what I would have... I'm not sure what the best play is, just genuinely speaking. It might have been just attack with, like, this guy. Force them to put this in low range or get the Plunder trigger. So I think maybe it's just attack with Tusk Speaker. But if they've got a momentous choice, it starts being a little awkward. But if they've got a momentous choice anyway, it's awkward. So I think the best play here might have just been attack with Tusk Speaker. If I wanted to do an attack and threaten something, I think attacking with Tusk Speaker would have been the interesting lane. So I think I wish I had attacked with Tusk Speaker. We end up doing this, but this unit here just, like, ruins everything for me. I don't know if Butcher was the correct play. I think it actually might have been parlay on this woman, just to avoid the burn, because these units burn me for, look, I don't know how much, but it's for this turn. And then I think it's for the turn after that as well. They burn me for like 8 or something. So I think I was probably supposed to parlay this at this opportunity. It means that we miss out on a Plunder proc, which is what I kept being concerned about, like the Plunder procs, but maybe we just had to acquiesce the Plunder procs and make the, like, force the game to go later, but I don't know. I don't know. I think this game was really awkward from that position alone. We do an attack here. I don't know if this attack is worth it. Because we already had plucked Plunder this turn. We'd already had procced Plunder this turn. My words are going asunder. I am so tired. But by the time we get to a position like this, like, I have no way of dealing with the Darken Harp at the moment, right? I ended up freezing it just to survive for a little bit, but, you know, nothing happens, right? This game just doesn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. And the only other play that I think is interesting is this warning shot that we decide to do. I think this warning shot makes some sense. So it does lose to go wide, but I think, like, we do need to threaten our method of lethal, and our method of lethal is going for elusive damage now, probably blocking with this elusive next turn, but then doing Zap Spray Fin and doing a lethal through that sense. I think that is our best line, and to do that we need to get our other warning shot from Zap Spray Fin. So I think that line was correct. It's just, like, it's just awkward, because then we get to attack like this, and all I've got to do is make it range. It doesn't work. Now, in voice commentary, Spidz doesn't realize that I don't have enough mana until much later. And I've noticed between this game and the last game, both of them were half decided by make it range that didn't hit the Nexus. Which I think is, like, a cool thing, like a cool combination, a cool, wow, what a surprise. But I don't know. I don't think there was much we could have done in this game that was slightly different. I think this is just how this game sort of was going to go at some point, and that's it. I think badkey played really well. From memory, badkey made it into the top 32. So good job, badkey. Does that mean badkey had seeding? No, because badkey fought me when they were at X and 1. But I think badkey made it to the top 32, so good job, badkey. But I don't know, like, this is showing where Plunder can sort of have weaknesses, right? Like, sometimes your early curve can get blocked, and then what are you doing if your pirates and your early curve has been blocked? And then in this game, like, I don't know, just, like, nothing really happened. Nothing ever matters. What are we to do when our life is gone? Like, I don't know, like, we can't deal with the Darken Harp until turn 6 when we get to play the woman, and even then, like, we're not really doing too much. They've got these units that we can't kill, they're too large. We sort of try and, like, do a little bit of go wide, but it just goes toe-to-toe with them. It doesn't really do much else. I don't know, I just don't think this game was really going to happen, and it's unfortunate, but I don't know what you can grapple from this. I don't think there are too interesting turns. I think badkey does some really, really good passes, forcing me to do awkward things. I don't think they actually matter very much, but they're interesting passes nonetheless. But thank you all for watching. This is definitely the video I'm the least proud of, just because, like, I really hate my voice throughout the audio, and I hate how tired I am when making this, but I want to just get this over and done with. But I'll let you watch the next game in today's stuff, which is the 2-0 against the last person that we fight in today's video. What's up, fuckers? We've lost twice now, we're out of the tournament. Annie and I haven't practiced anymore. I'm still gonna play for fun. Maybe we'll have some good games, but I don't think the stakes are gonna feel as high, and I might not take it as seriously. But I like playing competitive LR, and seasonals are always my favorite time. I probably had less sleep for this seasonal than I've had for most seasonals. And I've probably talked about my lineup in the intro video, and how I feel about the lineup. But we'll see what happens. They're fighting 0. Oh, this is a fascinating green Katarina list. Oh, it's like a mix of everything. Okay. Well, I'm keeping this up, obviously, and then I've got to decide, like, green Katarina or Talia Ziggs. Talia Ziggs is scary. 3 might, 2 ma. 1 pigeon, not 3 host, not 3 butler. I think I'm keeping this up, although this is a really cute version of the deck. Just because this deck, I think, is, like, inherently, like, super powerful, and it's got the mini-morphs, which could definitely fuck me up. Like, mini-morph kills a lot of my stuff. And I think this deck, once it sets up the 5/5s, is going to be really hard to power through. So I think I'm banning Zig Talia. But I don't know. Zig Talia has a failure rate that I think might be a little bit higher than... No, not really. I think the correct choice is to ban the deck. Ban the Zig Talia. But it is super duper pipper close. But let's say I'm banning Zig Talia and we do red Gwen. Well, green Katarina. I think Fake is 5-1 now, so Termin's 5-1 now. A lot of my friends are 5-1 now. A few of them are 4-2. I know, like, Donut and Prodigy, like, dropped out. Like, Prodigy was like 1-3 or something. Alright, we ban Talia Zig. I think it's a stronger deck. Maybe they're not here, maybe they'll forfeit, but I presume they'll be here and having fun like us. Yep, they ban that. Let's do some time lanes. They play green Katarina. I think Thermo is, like, super important for killing, Katarina. Or Gwen. Like, Thermo's just, like, hog in this matchup. Like, I've enjoyed time setting for Thermo. I've also enjoyed having Mystic Shot. Let me open up their deck list, because it was very, very weird. I need to open it up on a Google Chrome tag. Good. Okay. Watch G. Sneaky and mean. Spider inside my dreams. Cool. Unless they Vile Piece, this is 3 minutes. Cool. I'm not gonna kill that. I'm just gonna trade into it. I mean, like, 1 Holo proc in this deck doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Ooh, Rune Squire. I think I'll play Castaway. I think I'll take Pan of Pain. But looks fun too. I had a really cool game against Eniamore in scrims against Pantheon Varus where I put, like, 3 of these on the Combat Cook, and then I copied the Combat Cook quick attack weapon with Ornn, and then the weapon ended up being like a +9/+7, so when he killed Ornn, all my units would just be big anyway. If they're doing stuff like this, they just might not have Katarina. I think we could Mystic here. I think we can Mystic here. It's awkward, it's worse into Katarina. Maybe they wouldn't play Katarina here, but I think maybe you would always play Katarina here. But, like, cool, they get to kill this, but we're starting to just, like, tempo them. I'm not gonna Thermo, I want to keep Thermo for Gwen. I mean, I will play Combat Cook, so if they play Gwen, I'm gonna have to, like, do it later. This Combat Cook is just important for, like, stats on the field. Or we could do Zornite and keep up thing. No, we're just gonna do Combat Cook. We'll do Favorite Artisan to Zornite next turn. I shall take this. That's pretty good. For ya, Katarina, am I punished for using my Mystic Shot? No. Cool. Well, Decimate you. It's more than Decimate. Glimpse. I was just gonna say, like, this is an insane Mark of the Isles. Glimpse, if they do Gwen, we'll probably just thermo Gwen and start like racing them. I mean, if they do Gwen, we might just like Trundle. How do they deal with that? Yeah, if they Gwen, we'll Trundle. Hurricane Katrina. Are we trying to outstat them? Or do we thermo? It's an expensive thermo. They don't have Foya. I think we're just gonna try and like beat them down. Do they run Flock? Yeah, they're in 2 Flock. I do think we're just gonna race them down. I mean, we could thermo. But like, thermo can also hit dances, and that's probably better. I think it's a better play to do Trundle. But, yeah, I mean, they will have Katarina permanently. If we draw one of our 4 free spells, that'll be good. We can still, like, Thermo Katarina in future turns, like, if that's all they do on that turn. In their future. We'll put Comeback Hook. Like, Comeback Hook's only a 2-2, so we can put Comeback Hook in danger and get the Sense-1 Amulet, put it on, like, a Trundle or something. They're only going to attack like this? Interesting. Cool play. I don't know if that's right, but cool play. We'll never know what here. I think we're just trying to like outvalue them at this. Oh, not out-tempo them, right? Like have more stats in the field than they can deal with. Flock? So if they flock, that's a flock gone, and I still get to keep going back to. They're probably setting up the flock in the future then. Timelines. Let's jump. Timelines into Favorite Artisan, into just a bunch of other nonsense. If they Hurricane Katrina here, we'll probably just do that maybe. Sentry. Okay. I don't care. Not really. That means they're not Katarina-ing. That's very fine by me. Favorite Artisan into Rune Squire. We can pull Arachnid Sentry away if we want. We can even give it Tough, which is kind of cute. And then we can like buff it up and then attack a Redeemed Protege. Which might be correct. I actually kind of like that play a lot. Yeah, I think Panapane... Do they run Quiet? They're on 2 Quieters. Okay. Oh, they're gonna do it that way. Cool. That's fine by me. I think in that case, we're just going to buff up you and attack with you. And then I'm probably gonna play another Favorite Artisan for blocking reasons. I think we'll do... we can pass here. We don't need to do Favorite Artisan. If they open, we can just block with them. With Comeback Hook or something. We've got If That Stairs. We can start doing cool stuff. Okay. Might? Okay. A little lost, but we can do Favorite Artisan. Get me a Dragon Guard Lieutenant. Hurricane Katrina does not bother me. Gwen definitely doesn't bother me. So look, this guy has Overwhelm. I think we're going to put the Sense-1 Amulet on you. And that way we can pull the Fearsome Blocker to the side when we play Ice Pillar. Okay. Am I Thermo? I think I'm Thermo. Don't I have like lethal, basically? Like I discard Pan. I Thermo, and then I like Ice Pillar Time Authentication. And I struggle to see how that isn't lethal. Do they have like another sentry? What, they could do another sentry? Even still, that's insane. The safer play is to play If That Stairs and just pull Gwen to the side. That's the safer play, so I'll do that. But I think that was an interesting line that was made available to me. Yep. Do this. We'll play Pillar. We're still threatening like a fuck ton of damage. I'll pick Tiana Crown Guard. It's the largest one. They did have Sentry. But that's fine, like, we're still, like, threatening, like, so much. We can even do, if that stairs. Forces them to play another fearsome blocker, which I think is valuable to me. It's worse into flock stuff, but we just get to force them to do a fearsome blocker, right? Because otherwise they're just, like, dying. I know, like, a physical unit prevents lethal. Because they just block both of these guys. So I think we just do this. No, I think we do 3 to everything. It does just force them to do another block. Something they don't want to block with. Yeah, we'll do 3 to everything. They need to play another unit right now. And they're sort of unit light in this deck. They don't run that many. They run a bunch of 2-drops, but that's about it. They could Guillotine. They could Noxian Guillotine, which is, like, incredibly cute. Hurricane Katrina. Perfect. I could kill Hurricane Katrina, or I could Thermo Hurricane Katrina. Thermo loses to Flock. I'd rather just, like, trade down, I think. I think trading down to Hurricane Katrina is fine. So we'll do something like this. If they block into Dragon Guard Lieutenant, I just put the weapon on something else. Like, I don't care. And if they play something like a Dancers, it's gonna get Thermo Beamed anyway. And I'll re-equip the weapon now to make the Thermo less bad, or less feel bad. I love this deck. I think this deck is so much fun with the weapon package. I think it makes this feel so much more malleable and enjoyable. Yeah, sure, feel free. We are losing to, like, their one of Noxian Guillotine a little. I love this deck. This is so much fun. Another concurrent, we can discard it. And that should be game. I could have time and dedicated first, that would have been better. Cool. So, I think we rolled decently well, but I actually think that they just, like, rolled badly. Like, look at all the units they play. Just focus on their side of the field. They did nothing all game. Look! They just did nothing all game. They played Katarina, like, thrice, which was cute. Oh, they played Katarina twice. They did a Gwen on, like, turn 7. They just didn't do anything all game, and that's all there is to say about this game. Like, we kept doing stuff. We had Forge Chief. We had 3 units that kept doing weapons. We had Trundle. We had this Ice Pillar combo. We eventually got the concurrent timelines. We had all this discard. We had card draw, and I'm just looking at their hand, and, like, there was a bunch of cards they just never found the time to play. And I don't really know what they were, but just nothing happened that game. I want to do, like, some cool analysis, like, oh, we did this play, it was super cool, it played around this at the right time, but at the end of the day, they just did nothing. I think, like, understanding that we didn't have to kill their Katarina on site because we could develop the Trundle, I think was a really good play. I think it allowed us to develop more, and we can just, like, Thermobeam can kill Katarina whenever we want. If we can get, like, a massive tempo advantage by playing Trundle here, I think that makes sense. But besides from that, like, they played nothing all game. So we just were able to win. Like, our life total was never threatened. They never really played anything. We had our 7-3 fucking, like, weapon because this is a cool, fun deck. You can see me that I, like, enjoy this game, but watching it back, I enjoy it because they do nothing. So I'll let you just watch the next game. I don't think this game is really, like, much ado about anything, right? Against Katarina Gwen, I think we just want to, like, do the normal Plunder stuff, I guess. Like, go for Sejuani. So I think this is fine. We could do, like, Mirai Warden and go, like, super, super wide. I actually don't think that's a bad idea at all. Make it rain kills their random nonsense. So we'll do Mirai Warden, Task Speaker, a bunch of other things. I don't know how many times I can describe this matchup. I kind of just want to play it. I got fucking Cat Lady. It's fine. It's a bit sad that I got Cat Lady, but whatever. At least I forced this block, or I fucked Plunder. But getting Cat Lady was a little bit unfortunate. You've got like massive hair. Good job, Isla. Good hair. If they play Hurricane Katrina, I'm a little bit wary. But like we also get to just go like chonkers wide. It's just that like Hurricane Katrina kills Mirai Warden. So we could do another Mirai Warden to block the 2/2. I guess we can pass first? I think technically we can pass first. I don't know if that's actually necessary though. I guess I'll pass. They're gonna attack me. I'd struggle to see a world where they don't attack me or play the Blade's Edge. Maybe they don't. Maybe they decide they can keep these units on the field. Well, this is really good for me, because now I can play, Task Speaker for free. I'm not surprised they did it this way. I don't know why they wouldn't just pre-commit Blade's Edge. I must be missing something. Should I have blocked with Yordle Newbie? Maybe. But I don't know, like, what if I get a thing of the thing, and then, like, Cat Lady finally sees a pet zombie? Oh, right. I remembered that this is how this works. I'm too tired. I forgot that that's a really good play. I am so tired, man. I've done that a few times. I'm too tired. Fair call. Zero played that round. They do another Hurricane Katrina and I lose my Mirai Wardens. Saga Seeker, yeah. They can definitely just do another Hurricane Katrina. Like, that is very much in their wheelhouse. And then we do the same thing where we block with Mirai Warden and then they keep the Redeemed Prodigy alive. They're debating between Hurricane Katrina and Gwen. Opulent Foyer, okay. Okay. I could make it rain. I think I won't make it rain to proc Gangplank, so I don't think it's worth it. I think we'll attack like this, that Make It Rain can hit Redeemed Prodigy in future. Like, I know Redeemed Prodigy gets a positive trade here, but I just want Make It Rain to hit Redeemed Prodigy. What sucks is that they do this here and this here, and then I just sort of like lose a little. But I don't know. I'm the tired one. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. We could Make It Rain right now. Do what they did back to me. I don't think it's worth it. I think I want to proc the Black Market Merchant. Just go for like Gangplank Lethal. Like, if we can play Zap Spray Fin as well and like get the Gangplank flipped instead of Black Market Merchant. Oh, Ting Tang Hall, Bing Bang. Ooh. 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 I'll block you. And then I'll pass? Maybe? Vile. Okay, well they're gonna play Hurricane Katrina and then we're really just gonna like spirits them. Am I being like way too aggressive with this pass? Abso-fucking-lutely. This is such a greedy pass. Like, this is an incredibly greedy pass. But I'm playing for fun at this point. Like, I'm too tired to play seriously. And it's a very fun pass, so I'm doing it that way. That pass is not correct, because I think they pass back in those positions. But now we get to level up Gangplank on curve. I don't care, you can eat my cat lady. Sure. Attack me. You can eat my cat lady. I'll play Gangplank. I'll make it rain. Ooh! Okay. Here's Gangplank. I don't understand why they didn't attack. Are they scared of, like, Mirai Ward and Eye of Nagake bar us? But I still have to block. I guess they're willing to block a 2-2 or a 3-3, but not a 1-2. Interesting. Okay. This is beautiful. Oh, this is lovely. If I were a more animated individual, I would do the chef's kiss. But alas alack, I am made of, I've only got one frame, so I'm not that animated. But yeah, this seemed to work. My voice is not doing well for me. Like, normally I try and make my voice a little bit nicer. It is hard when you talk for 9 hours for seasonals, and then you talk another 2 hours for Hades, and then I'm probably gonna talk another 2 hours for the fucking VOD review. Like, my voice isn't gonna be nice today. Like, I try my best to remind myself to make my voice sound as nice as possible, but it is kind of difficult to do it for an extended period of time. Is this guaranteed lethal? Not through fluff. Oh. So, I don't do the best plays in this game. I definitely do some funny plays because I'm tired and I think they're like super, super funny, right? So as we move on, like, I think getting Cat Lady... I call this unit Cat Lady because there's a Plants vs. Zombies hero card that says the exact same thing but with higher numbers called Cat Lady. So it's like a 0-3 that gets +4 when a pet is played, and pets are basically just like yordles. I think it's that. Or it might be a 0-4 that gets +3 when a cat is played. I think that's actually more likely. But it's 1 mana. It's the exact same wording as Yordle Newbie. But like, I think like this pass and this lack of Tusk Speaker, I think it's wrong. I should have just played Tusk Speaker, done this block, and got my Plunder proc, and also been able to get the positive trade on the unit. Just because this play here is a good play by them. Like, they're smart by doing it this way. But we do the Tusk Speaker, we do the double Mirai Wardens, we do the attack, they block down, we have the Unleashed. And then we have the greediest play ever. I don't know if this block was correct, by the way, with Mirai Warden. I think we could have just done Unleashed and just kept the Mirai Warden around and taken more damage. Like, threaten even more. Like, we're threatening a fuck ton by doing it that way. But anyway. But we get to this point, and this pass is so greedy. I think they should have taken this pass. They burn a lot of my mana. I haven't procced their Nexus yet. I'm clearly, like, I have cards that I want to play. As Plunder, there is, like, basically never a situation where I'm bricked right now. That is so, like, vehemently unlikely that right now I would be bricked, that you should really take this pass. Like, what hand would I have to have? Sejuani, Battle Fury? I don't know. Like, just, I don't know. I don't think that's likely. But anyway, they do the attack. My greedy goblinness is, like, you know, pogged out of my gourd. They do the Blade's Edge. I don't even know. Like, I pass here so that I can do the Gangplank thing, which I think is good. I get the, like, everyone's favorite Make It Rain, and then I just win. I don't think this game is particularly insightful. Like, I think Zero's Red Gwen deck, or Green Hat Arena, it's like a mix of both, was just like, it didn't seem to do much. And maybe that's because they didn't draw their foyer most games, but they also were only running like 2 or something from memory, right? And I think we just sort of like pogged out both of our games. Like, we had a hand that did stuff with timelines, we had a hand that did stuff with Plunder, right? Like, Mirai Warden is still the strongest Plunder card. It's been the strongest Plunder card since like Mirai Warden was released, right? Like, Mirai Warden is insane. And we got 3 Mirai Wardens in this game. We just like won on the spot. But I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think this is my least favorite of all the VOD review videos that I'm doing for this little set. I really, really dislike how my voice sounds during those aspects, but I hope tomorrow's is a bit more fun. And I hate recording tournaments when I'm tired, is what I've learnt today. I've never done that before, but recording a VOD review when you're tired, just recording both the VOD review and the VODs themselves, they're just not fun when you're tired. It doesn't feel right. So in future, if I'm in a tournament and I'm tired, maybe I just won't record. I'm not so sure. But thank you all for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow with the final games against Lazy Googer and against Rustical.